Good morning, YouTube. And good morning, Jack. Hi, Jack. How you doing? What a pretty boy. What a buddy. Thanks for the hugs. Yeah, he likes to give hugs at the gate. So, no, don't hug me right now. There's Betty. Good morning, Betty. You enjoying some melons? Yeah, those are good, huh? Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Wake You Up Noel. There's Boomer and Clementine also eating. And little Jack, you already saw, my little buddy. We are getting ready to check on some eggs because I heard some egg laying sounds and I'm not 100% sure if we've gotten any. So we're going to start the day with that. Oh, I think we got one. Oh boy. I got somebody in the box. These that you see here are fake eggs. They were training to show them where to go and also so they don't peck their egg. Sometimes Betty likes to peck an egg. So let me see. Oh yeah, we got one. Good, thank you. Got one, fresh, still warm. I do like to come pick them up pretty soon once they're laid because, like I said, they can get pecked or stepped on or whatever else, and then they aren't any good for us. So anyway, we're gonna go get started for the day. Bye, puppies. Bye, Jack. Bye, Boomer. Bye, Clementine. They're having their breakfast. Everybody's happy and having their breakfast. We're getting ready to have breakfast. I might be putting this one in the egg booth. Our egg booth is extremely popular. Over the winter, prices of eggs were going crazy, and we just kept ours the same because I'm not going to do that. But our chickens are healthy, so everything's good with that. And we want to, with our egg booth, our goal is to cover the cost of our feed. Sorry about the shakiness. I was closing the little door there. Our egg booth is to cover the cost of our feed for the year. We order it by the year for the year and store it here. And usually what we make in our extra dozens at the booth helps us to cover that. So the chickens provide us truly free eggs. So that's really exciting for me. Truly free eggs taste a lot better too. So that's the goal there. And here's the update on pole barn. We might be working on this a little bit, this video. We got some other things going on too, but I did make it all the way back around. My goal is to kind of go around here, around the whole ring sort of once a day. It's going really well. I really love the cob. I love working with it. It's slowly drying. We're in a good season. It's a little cloudy and a little more humid than normal. So that's helpful to help it dry slow. This is one of the sides that had the form on it. So I did decide, I think I like working without the form a little bit better just because it's just not as much doing. It's super easy to stick the cob on there. I can show you more about that a little bit later, but I want to give you that update. I'm loving it. It's looking great. The walls are growing slowly but surely, and we are moving along. So we may be working on pole barn. Today we should also, or not today, I think tomorrow, but probably in this video we'll be getting a water delivery. So I'll show you how that goes. Also, I need to work on some fencing. It's very close to monsoon. We're getting a little bits of rain here and there, little humidity building and a little heat building, and that usually tells the cows to come on down and visit. And I don't want them visiting down here this year, so my goal is to finish up the fencing that I've been working on for a while and putting off. So I'll work on a little bit of that today and make a little progress there as well. So it'll be all sorts of things. We'll see what we get into. At any rate, I'm glad you're back here to join us at Wake You Up Noel for the next progress update, and we will just see what we get into. So I'll check back in a little while and we'll get to it. Okay, we're back. It's actually the next day. We had some things to do in town yesterday, one of which was grabbing some pallets. I don't know if it's the same in every area, but we go to Lowe's. We figured out which day their delivery day is, and they'll stack up pallets out there. And the cool thing with these pallets, some of them are just normal pallets, but some of them are long 8-foot pallets, which we need for deliveries we're getting for the greenhouse build and all that. But after we're finished with those deliveries, these are 2x4s. So it's a stud-sized 2x4. So we got at least 6 or 8 free 2x4s, which is really cool. I'm very excited about that. So we're going to unload these because John is actually on his way to get another thing we found on Facebook Marketplace. We talked about either this video or another one we're getting our chicken food, and we're getting it for the year. So we're going to be buying some blue food grade barrels with lids, and he's going to get those and meet the guy. So we're going to quickly unload this, get him set up for what we're going to do, and then he's going to go on out and get some barrels. All right, I stopped what I was doing at the pole barn, went to get my wallet because I just got a text message from our water delivery company. I've locked the dogs into their side corral over here because he is gonna need access to our water tanks, which is in the main entrance is in the dog corral. So I've been over here working on some cob on the pole barn while I waited for him after John left, and I've made it from here all the way over back to here. So I'm going to keep on doing that. And I've opened the gates out there, you can see, because the dogs are in their other corral, and it is super windy. The clouds are going away, which is great, but it is windy today, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm going to wait on the water guy. Wind. And I will show you what that looks like if I can when he gets here. Okay, it is windy and getting ready to be more noisy. This is a water truck. They have a trailer with 1,000 gallons on it as well. And then this is our water delivery person. Hello. And they have a hose system that he hooks up from here, and then he just pumps it in. They have a gas powered transfer pump over here that you can hook the bigger hoses to. And then he just transfers it into our tank, and he has a really cool contraption made with PVC that's hanging on this ladder. I'll show you how it works on the next tank in a minute. And they've already filled the little tank, so that's pretty exciting. We're gonna see what the big tank looks like. Right, we are back. I'm with the barrels. It's not windy this time. It's morning the next morning. Ooh, it got windy yesterday. During the water delivery, I was trying to show the transfer of water, and it was just too windy. The camera kept falling down. So you got to see the truck, and that is good. These are the barrels that John left to get. He got them on Facebook Marketplace. They are sealable food grade barrels, 55 gallons each. They have this little latch system that keeps the lid on there tight, airtight and rodent tight, hopefully, is our goal. And we're gonna, hopefully this will store our entire year's worth of chicken feed. So that was our goal. We ordered a big shipment. It should be here now. It looks like next week sometime. So we'll be putting that shipment in these barrels when they arrive, when the shipment arrives, and then they should be able to last and be fresh all year. So that's the goal with that. These, I don't know if I said it already, were $55 each. They've been used once. We got them from a guy on Marketplace here that has a little salsa store or salsa restaurant. And he makes his own salsa, and he orders his ingredients, and then he always sells his barrels and his IBC totes on Facebook. So it's a good deal. Normally these barrels new are about $110 or $120, depending on where you get them. And then there's shipping and all that stuff to deal with. So these, I think, were a great deal. They're here local, and they're in great shape. So they've had like vinegar and tomato, that kind of stuff in them once before. So they've been washed out and ready to go for our purposes. I'm down here with Sam. Hey, Sam. Sam has been chasing coyotes this morning, huh? See, there was coyotes right over there. There's my fence line on this side. We're up here on the end of the property, and he heard them. Do you hear them again? Yeah, they were out there. Little buggers. Anyway, he's a good boy. You're a good boy, Sam. You're just a good boy, aren't you? This is the neighbor's dog, Sam. He's related to our boys, Jack and Boomer, but he lives with the neighbor, and he comes down to visit us every day, don't you? Yeah. Keeps some coyotes at bay. Anyway, we will be working on getting those deliveries in whenever they show up. We're ready now. We got new barrels, and the trash cans we currently use will be graduated over to dog food containers. So we're going to get started on today's progress. Probably some fencing, I believe, and I'll be working on the pole barn as well. So I'll show you hopefully some of those two things as long as the wind holds out. We're in close to monsoon, so this late spring we get You can see it's a little cloudy. We might be getting some rain here later this afternoon and some wind. So we'll see how it goes being outside so much. So you never know this time of year. But we're excited to get started on another day, and we will check in shortly to see what's coming next. Alrighty, I'm down here on the east side of my property. You can see this path. John rides his motorcycle back and forth through here and up to our big oak tree, which we've shown in other videos. This is a big emery oak tree, which is my favorite thing. I love that. And then there's a wash, sorry for the wind, it comes down this way and crosses over down here. And then this is that road. And then that property right there is John's original property. So we have a road in between because John used to be my neighbor. So we are down here on this east side. We have made it, you can see we have some posts in. We've been putting in a fence. My property line for this parcel actually is over there, but because there's a road here, in order to keep the cows out, I have to put a fence on this side. The other three sides of my property, it's a big old square. It's a 40-acre parcel, so it's a big, perfect square. Each side is a 1/4 mile long. And so the other three sides of the square were fenced with very old, like 100-year-old fencing. And this side was not fenced because that's the fence. So we're adding this fence completely. We've made it about a third of the way down with wire, some wire. And then we've put posts in going down that way to the other end. And then we have a whole section where we have not put posts in. What we do, or what we've been doing, because we had an existing old fence, I got some old wire. John had some, and then we've also gotten some from a local scrap metal person who's been gathering it for us. And it's still very good wire. So we're working similar wire to similar wire. So I have all these rolls. There's a whole lot more I have stacked up. This is the one we're working from now. We unspool it. This is only 2 wires. There'll be 4 up here eventually, so we have to add more wires. We've been connecting it to the fence with new little ties. And then we put fence stays in it. I'll show you those down here. We put fence stays. The fence stays we make out of mostly like cat claw that's dead that we've trimmed up. And we sometimes use like yucca blooms and agave blooms, lightweight but pretty straight. So you can see what we've done up here. We built this fence in to match the old fence. It's all mismatched posts. We've been finding recycled ones, and this is the fence stays. So we don't have to use as many T-posts. This is totally adequate for the cows we have in our area, and they can see it. And it is barbed wire. It's not electric. You can see we have varying degrees of used wire, and we wire these. We weave the wood pieces in, like in and out, in and out, in and out, and then wire them. And it also tightens up. It tightens up the line as we go. It's not perfectly tight. It's not a brand new fence. It's a patch. And this is actually a new section of fence technically, but we're doing it just like we did the patch sections. It goes straight down into that culvert and around and up, and then the corner turns that way and starts around the north side. So we've made it quite a ways. I've been procrastinating the fencing. We made it to right here the last time, and now we're going to continue. And today's job, or today's objective, is to set posts for a gate, a man gate that we want under that tree where I was first standing. And the idea is that when we walk, because we walk and hike around in the area, there's John. We walk around a lot, and we want to be able to, pass through there without having to climb through a pokey fence. So we're going to put a gate in there, and then from there we will continue up the other side, or down the rest of this side of the fencing. So that's what we're working on today. I'll put you on time lapse so you can hear. It is windy. It's picked up. The mornings don't seem to be as windy, but this time of year we're getting sun, we're getting clouds, we're getting wind. It's ready for monsoon. We're ready for it. But it does get breezy. What a bummer. So we're gonna be working down here. I'm gonna be working on trimming out like a little tunnel area. You can see our post that's in there from before. We decided to put wood posts here, and we're gonna make a little man gate that goes through this. It's actually 3 trees together, and in the summer it's completely covered. So hopefully very soon we'll see lots of leaves coming back out on this. Like I said, once that rain starts, things green up real good. And then we'll be able to pass through here like a little tunnel and then go out and into the pathway to the oak tree. All right, I think you could see what we were doing. I cut kind of a archway head high in the middle. You still have to watch your head. I brought the chainsaw, but I failed to check the battery and it's dead, so I'll have to come another time for that. But we've got all the little stuff and most of the dead stuff. This is a mesquite tree, a hackberry, and then this other tree. John, what did we say that one was? Stinkweed or something? It's that torchwood. We think it's torchwood. We call it rose bush. It's not a rose bush, but it smells like a rose, like a wild rose in the springtime. So those 3 trees are planted in here. They're very big. You can see the trunks. They've been a long time. So John's got 2 post holes started. This is going to be our man gate. It'll be a 4-foot wide gate. He said he's reached to the point. This is much softer dirt than what we have on the top of the hill, but even still it's hard. So we've reached the point where he needs to dump water in this for the night and then come back tomorrow and continue, because it just gets too difficult at a point. So the other thing we did is I cut out some on that side so we could exit our little tree tunnel through the gate. And I also cleared out some dead stuff going this way. I think you can see the T-post over there. We're gonna set another T-post right in here off of the wash so that it doesn't get washed away. And then that T-post will connect into the next one over there. So I kind of cleared a little ways, but left as much as I could because I kind of like the screening of the trees. Plus it's a very healthy little tree group. It's happy and we just want to make it keep growing up. I mean, look at it, it's huge. So we love this little section. So we're gonna have it as a gate, and we're gonna come down here and put some water in, and then we'll be able to connect to the fence from there, and then a gate, and then go through to that way. So a little bit of progress today. It feels good to get this part done. No more procrastinating because the cows are coming very soon. They're going to be coming back for us. It's when the grass greens up. These are the posts we're using. They're 4x6. These are actually cutoffs from the same guy we know that gets our scrap metal and that kind of stuff. He found these big long, they were like 30 feet long, 4x6 treated posts, and we used 2 of them for the south side of our chicken run. It's like a covered area, and then this is a 6-foot section. It's cut off. So we'll be able to bury it 2 feet deep and then still have 4 feet above ground, which will be completely adequate for our fence, the gate that we're going to put in here. So we'll be able to meander through in a little tree cave and go to the different parts of all the properties. And the cows will not be able to meander through because this is a man gate, not a cow gate. And that's what we're doing right here. No offense to cows, but I don't want them in here anymore. So that's what we're doing. We'll check back in a little bit. Probably we're working on some cob in the next section. I've made it about elbow high, and I'm gonna just keep on trucking with that. There's Finley looking through the doggy door. Hey, Finley, you're a very smart feller, aren't you? Are you watching the chickens and the cob work? He's talking to Clementine. He's doing all the things. You just saw me over here on the south wall today. Earlier, I did this section, which you can see is wet. And then you just saw me do this section. And then I'm going to keep on going. It's getting to be evening. But I would love to at least get one more batch and do this section and maybe some of that. And then tomorrow I'll continue around. I stopped going on this wall right now, on the north wall, because we're going to be doing something a little different over here. We're going to get some lumber in a couple of days to do some exterior framing on this, which I'll explain later. But I didn't want to go any higher on this wall yet because I want the framing to go in first, because I don't want it to be hard to put the framing on, because when I put the cob on, some of it does stick out a little beyond the wall, just here and there, so it'd be hard to put framing on there. So I want to do 2 boards on here. That's coming soon, not ready yet. So this is where we've made it. I also did this one little section today. I had made it the other day to here, and so I'm going to keep on trucking on this cob work. I love the cob. I don't like the fencing so much, but I did do some today. I did do it, didn't I, Loretta? There's Loretta and Finley looking through the dog door. They're enjoying their time in the little pen. So anyway, we're going to close the video out right here. Hope you're enjoying the progress as much as I am. And I will check back with you next Sunday here at Wiki Up Knoll. And I hope that you like the video. If you like it, please do the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. What are you waiting for? And we will see you here next Sunday at Wiki Up Knoll.